Thank you again for stopping by. You might be wondering, now that you have your MVP, what is next? Quite candidly, what is next after finalizing or readying your MVP for the customer is something you should have decided quite early in the journey. So let's take a few steps back. So you're at the point where you are planning the MVP. You are researching what should go into your MVP with the customers. You are aligning the internal team, the designers, the marketing team, and the engineers on what to build and factor in to your MVP. That is a good time to begin to ask yourself and begin to attempt to answer the question, what's next after the MVP? So there are about 3 things you need to do once your MVP is ready. The first is that you need to put the MVP in the hands of your customers. And there's no gainsaying that the process leading up to finalizing the MVP should also tell you or help you identify your customers. Don't forget that you need to carry the customers along whilst creating or crafting your MVP. So it would be a shame if you didn't do that, or if you didn't know who the customers are at the time you are crafting your MVP. So never wait till when the MVP is ready to start looking for the customers. You should already know who the customers are and where to find them. You need to roll up your sleeves and go find the customers and place the product in their hands. Now, your job is not done by simply putting it in the hands of the customers. You need to watch the customers use your product. You need to see what features of the product delights the customers, which ones meet their basic needs, and which ones excite them, as well as which ones, by being present or being omitted, frustrates the customers. All of this information, which you can deduce by observing the customer, or by listening into the customer support calls that customers make, or by reading the bug reports that customers submit, will give you insights into where opportunities for improvement lies. Now, you've placed the product in the hands of the customers. You are watching to see what delights them, what annoys them, what frustrates them, and all of that. It's super important too to tease out whether or not your product really addresses a core problem that the customer is willing to pay for. If your product is indeed addressing a core pain point for the customer and it is addressing it well, then the question you need to ask is, how might we further or better address these problems? And answers to these questions, which you would arrive at on your own and in consultation with the customer, would lead to opportunities to iterate your product. And where you realize that the problem you've set out to solve is not material enough for the customer, but your product has got the makings of a solution that can materially solve a different problem, you might be sitting with an opportunity to pivot. And in all of this, you as a product manager or as a member of the product team, you need to be extremely honest with yourselves. Look, data can sometimes be murky. Data can sometimes be explained away. But it's super important that in looking at your data, you look at your data objectively and with a view to improving the lives of your customers and in return, your company's bottom line. So you need to put your ego aside and you need to be aware of your biases and account for them in your decisions and in your analysis of the data before you. I hope you have found this interesting and insightful like all the other content we provide on this channel. If yes, please say so in the comment section below. And should there be a question you would like to have me answer, either in writing or in a video, why don't you tell me about that question in the comment section below? And finally, If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do so. Your engagement here on this channel not only motivates me to keep going, it also tells the YouTube algorithm to take this channel seriously and show our content to more people like you. Please hit the subscribe button and jiggle the notification bell so that each time we release new videos on this channel, you're one of those that YouTube notifies. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for the support and thanks for coming back to the channel. And until next time, that's bye for now.